Persona 5 is by far my favorite game of all time. That game showed me things, that game changed my perspective on video games, that thing changed my perspective on life. Persona 5 is my GOAT game. So when this game came around, I was like, sure, let me try it. It has Persona 5 in the title, sure. And me being a big gacha fan, I put a lot of time in the Genshin Impact, I put a lot of time in the Wuthering Waves, put a lot of time in Zelda Zone Zero. I know how these gachas typically operate. I know how they work. And so far with me putting 10 hours in this game, I have some stuff I want to say about it. Yes, there will be a little bit of spoilers to Persona 5 in this game, mostly the Kamoshida arc. And there will be some spoilers in this video about, obviously, the P5X. I want to say the little bits and pieces of story that I saw already and played, and I just want to talk about it and compare it to the first arc of Persona 5. The opening arc of the game is pretty ass. Now, I know it's a gacha game, and they don't typically focus on stories. They typically focus on getting characters, building them, and running through like an abyss or something. But it does have a big persona in its title. So I wasn't expecting a Persona 5 story, but I was expecting at least a good story. So this game having the Persona name and the beginning of the game, about 10 minutes in, spoilers right now, he awakens his persona. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't like that. That was a little quick. So, okay. But the next 4 to 5 hours is just straight world building, straight character building, introducing us to new characters, and overall an X simulator. It was me pressing X, reading a bunch of dialogue for like 4 to 5 hours straight. And to me, absolute W. Alright, I know for a lot of people it's probably like,
bro, too much reading, too much dialogue, I'm out of here.
Especially since it's in Japanese. It's only in Japanese, which is a flaw, but to me it's not as bad as something like playing Genshin Impact or Wuthering Waves in Japanese, because those games bombard you with so much dialogue at once. At some point you just start mashing X and you're like, I don't know what's even going on anymore. At least in this game, they bombard you with dialogue, but it's in short bursts. It's like a sentence or two each text box. Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact bombard you with 4 sentences, and it's like you're reading like a whole 3-paragraph essay before you're done with that little dialogue segment. At least in Persona 5, they give you short bursts, so I don't mind it being in Japanese. It kind of sucks because I kind of want to hear the English voices again of all the characters, or just hear the new English character voices. But whatever, you know, slight flaw, but not really a big one for me. So, with all the world building out the way, with all the character building and introducing us to new characters, who is the first main bad guy? Who is the Kamoshida of this game? Unfortunately, it's someone called the Subway Slammer.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Now, you know, when you hear that, you're like, what is going on? Wait, what's happening? And it turns out that this guy is shoving people in the subway, and he has a whole arc dedicated to that, of him pushing women, shoulder bumping them in the subway, and he's a big bad guy for it. He even has a whole palace. And to me, it's like, wait. If we're comparing this to Kamoshida, you know, breaking Ryuji's leg, trying to smash 16-year-olds, beating on the volleyball team for not playing well, and overall being a giant douchebag, if we're comparing Kamoshida to this guy giving little shoulder bumps in the subway, it's like, be for real here. How do you open up your game with this? Like, this is the story you would do in Persona 5 on the fan site. Mishima will give you this side quest in Mementos. This is not a whole palace, arc, main villain type stuff. This is side activity. So it's just crazy to me that they would open up their game with this. Like, it's super mid. Even if we're not comparing it to Kamoshida, it's like, shoulder bumping? Is that really all they can think about? Like, I was talking about this with my cousin. He was like, at least make him like a pickpocket. Like, he's stealing IDs or he's stealing money from people. Like, at least make it that. It's funny too because they try to make it all dramatic when he like the shoulder bumps one of the characters and like they go onto the track. But there's not even a train like coming. There's just nothing. She's just perfectly saved, and it's like, they try to make it dramatic. And apparently our main character is Shulk, and he has the Monado because he has a vision of him like killing a baby in the subway when he like shoves their mother and her stroller goes on the floor and the baby's dead. But I don't think that ever happened. So it's like they try to make it all dramatic, and with this game in the first 15 minutes showing a girl try to end herself, oh, they're not holding back. They're actually staying with the mature title. That girl just tried to off herself. But whole Subway Slammer arc kind of just brought it down. And they try to get like the motivation to make you be like, look at this guy's bad guy. We have to stop him. He hurt her shoulder so she can't play in her baseball tournament tomorrow. It's like, yeah, but like he didn't break her shoulder. He didn't do anything that drastic to her. To the point where it's not like giving me the motivation to be like, yo, we have to stop this guy. So unfortunately, Subway Slammer arc is pretty mid. I'm half expecting some crazy plot twist to happen where it's like he like killed people or something back in the day when he was mad at baseball, or like something like that to happen, because all in all, this feels like a fan site quest in Persona 5. It feels like a Mishima quest. It doesn't feel like a crazy palace whole arc dedicated to this guy quest. So that's the story bits out of the way. Now, how does the gacha system work, and how does like basically the overall gameplay work? Because I'm 10 hours in and I finally have the freedom to basically play the game now. Before it was like story tutorial, and now I can actually start playing the game and start doing the gameplay grind and all that stuff. And so far, the Persona system works pretty well with the weapons and the personas and the materials and mementos. It works actually surprisingly well for a gacha game. Like even the social stats and the synergy, everything kind of falls in place, not gonna lie. But there's also that feeling that I feel about Persona being a gacha game. It's like almost icky, like, ugh, what are we doing here? Like, because at one point of the story you go to I think his name is Iwa. You go to the guy that gives you fake guns. So you're playing the game and it feels like an actual Persona game, mostly obviously Persona 5. You go in his shop and it's weapon banners. You have to pull for weapons banners, and I was like, it makes sense. But when I saw it, like, shift to the weapon banner, it was like guaranteed to pull at 80. I was like, ugh. I caught the ick all over my body. I was like, ugh, this doesn't feel good. I was like, a Persona gotcha. I don't know how I feel about it. But everything else is definitely pretty good. Like, you have action points, and there's a system where if you want to watch a movie or play a game to level up your guts or your proficiency, you have a certain amount of points, and it refills over a certain amount of time. So that's a cool system to add, because there's still a night and day cycle and after school and all that stuff. So yeah, you use these action points to level up your social skills and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. I like that there's still social stats to talk to people. I haven't got that far to the point where I got like a party member to be my confidant yet, or a synergy boost with them. But there is like a synergy confidant system still. I'm not exactly too sure how it works, but there's still like everything about a Persona game in here. But it's just a little twisted into gacha versions. And I just want to point out that like you can tell when it's something not ripped from Persona 5 and it's something exclusive and new to this game. Whether it be music or a new story arc, you can tell that it's from this game exclusive because it's not very good. Like, I've heard 3 new tracks, the opening, the battle song, and Subway Slammer's Palace. And all in all, it doesn't feel like Persona. Like, they have the same singer, they have the same instruments, but it doesn't have that Persona flair to it. Like, the first time I booted up Persona 5 Royal, and I first heard the opening to that and the battle theme to that, instant banger, instant hook, instant add to playlist. It was really good. When I hear this, it feels like it has to grow on me, because I was like, it doesn't have that Persona flair to it. I don't know. I think so far this game is good. I like almost everything about it besides the story. The story could be a lot better than it is, and has potential to be very good. It has potential to be a very good game. I mean, I really haven't dive too deep into like everything of the game, because like I said before, I'm at the point where I'm just free to do everything. So I'm not too sure how everything works, but for what I saw, I think I pretty much got the gist of it. And I think it works surprisingly well, but if the story was just a lot better, I feel like this game could be very good. And I think that's it. Those are my thoughts on this Persona 5, the Phantom X gacha game. A Persona gacha game. I never would have thought I would have said that ever in my life, but I'm kind of a fan of it. I do like the direction it's heading, and I wish the story was a tad bit better, but I think all in all, I kind of just want to keep playing and really get a real feel for the game. But all in all, I think it's good, and I just want to play more. If you guys have thoughts on this game and you think it's absolute dog shit, you think it's the worst thing ever, Atlas is just money grabbing for these Persona 5 fans that got them by the balls, then tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I really love to see what Persona fans are thinking of this game, because I like it, but it's also icky in a way because it's a gacha game in Persona form. But I like it so far, and I just want to keep playing. And that's it. Peace.